Welcome to the Ocean Community 50 Under 50 series, presented by the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce. The road to success starts at Valenti family of auto dealerships, and visibility along the journey increases greatly with the help of 321 Media. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 50 Under 50 series presented by the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce and powered by Valenti family of dealerships with 321 Media. My name is Ben Barber from 321 Media, and I am very excited to finally meet the guest across from me today, our 50 Under 50 honoree, Ashley Bowne. Ashley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Did I say your last name correctly?
You did.
Okay.
You're good. You're one of the few that actually got it right.
All right. Well, last week when we were supposed to do the show, I was like, oh, I kept saying Brown. I just made up an R.
Yeah.
In the name, and I'm like, I bet a bunch of people do that.
They do. It's like your brain automatically goes to what's familiar.
Yes.
And that's Brown. And then from there, I mean, nobody ever knows how to pronounce it. So I'm used to it.
All right. Now the uncomfortable part of the interview where I read your bio to you.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Ashley Bowne is a dedicated real estate professional and active community leader in Westerly, where she has called home since 2008. Raised in southeastern Connecticut, Ashley developed a deep love for the Rhode Island shoreline, which ultimately led her to make Westerly her permanent home with her husband, 3 children, and golden doodle, Rosie. Aw, I want to hear more about that. With a degree in sociology, Ashley started her career in property management, successfully overseeing multi-million-dollar complexes across Rhode Island and Connecticut. In 2013, she earned her real estate license and quickly became a top seller at her brokerage. Ashley is known for her expertise in helping clients achieve their real estate goals, offering insightful guidance and personalized service. She is also a valued resource to the community, offering free guides related to buying, selling, and downsizing in the greater Westerly area, which she shares via newsletters and social media. A passionate advocate for local businesses, Ashley spotlights area businesses in her guides, newsletters, and on social. As the founder of Entrepreneur Coffee, a networking group for women in Westerly, I've heard of that, she fosters connections and support among female business owners. Ashley is also the creator of Kidpreneur Marketplace, an annual event that provides young entrepreneurs a platform to showcase their and sell their. I think we've talked to each other before. Through her leadership, Ashley actively contributes to local charitable efforts, organizing drives for organizations like the Johnny Cake Center and Operation Fresh Start. She continues to play an important role in strengthening her community and local businesses. Ashley, we have definitely texted before, I think.
Yeah, we've definitely crossed paths before.
Yes.
I don't think ever in person.
No,
but
never in
definitely
person.
For Kidpreneur, for sure.
Yes. I'm like the coffee for the women entrepreneur group. I'm like, I've heard of that.
Well, that's good.
And then the Kidpreneur, I'm like, oh, you've definitely DM'd me before and we've had conversations.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's nice to meet you in person.
Yes, likewise.
Tell me about Ashley. So where in southeastern Connecticut?
I'm from Norwich originally, and then I moved to Westerly in 2008.
Okay. Norwich isn't that far away.
No, it's not. So like when I was a kid, we would always come to like Musquamaket Beach.
Yeah.
And every time we would come, I always just thought like how nice it was. And I have like this story where I had like a specific house, which is now like the Langworthy Farm and Winery. And I used to drive past that. And I would always say, I'm like, I want that to be my house. And full circle, it's not my house, spoiler alert, but yet it was actually for sale a few years ago, but I did end up in Westerly, so kind of an interesting story. And like one of the things that I always like think about when I drive past there, how I loved this area and life brought me here.
Yeah, that's incredible. So 2008 you moved here. You got your real estate license in 2013.
Yes.
So it was after the 2008 crash, housing market, everything.
Yes.
What brought you into the real estate world?
I went into real estate. It was something that I was always interested in, but as most people know, to be a realtor, it's a leap of faith because you don't make any money until you make a sale.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily the most stable of things to go into. And I went back and forth on it a bunch of times, wanting to do it, but not being willing to take the risk. And then finally, actually, after I had my first child, I was not happy with the job that I had. And my husband was like, just go get your real estate license. We'll figure it out. So I did. And I had like a 6-month-old baby at the time. And then shortly into taking the class, I actually found out I was pregnant with my second.
Oh, geez.
So, you know, it wasn't the easiest of starts, but I've never looked back all these years later, and still the best decision and leap of faith I've ever made.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that I think that a lot of people actually don't realize that realtors, there's two types of realtors. There are a bunch of people who are realtors who have their real estate license who don't ever sell a house.
Yes.
Or maybe sell a house a year.
Statistically, the number is staggering.
Statistically, there's more than this, but say that there were 5,000 realtors in Rhode Island. There are more, but say there are 5,000 realtors in Rhode Island. Of 5,000 realtors, 50 of them are like working every day realtors.
Yes.
The number is absolutely staggering, and those 4,950 others in that scenario they don't make money from it or like hardly ever anything because you need to sell the houses. And so it is a leap of faith and you have to be good at it. You can't just so that is a leap of faith, and to do it with a 6-month-old and then finding out that there's another on the way. You couldn't have picked a more volatile time in your life to do it. But obviously, it's been very successful for you. And it's a lot of hard work. You have to market yourself. You have to put yourself. It's why, people always, you don't really see this anymore because you don't see a lot of bus stops, but the realtor's face on the bus stop and stuff. Like, you need people to know who you are, which is the same for any business. But for a realtor, it's so much on you.
It is. And I think that was the piece when I first got into real estate that I didn't honestly realize. And I think a lot of people going into real estate don't realize the business end of it, because in theory, writing the contract, showing the houses, that's all somewhat straightforward. Like, it's a process. You kind of just learn it and it's rinse and repeat. The real difficulties comes into dealing with difficult situations, but also learning how to run a business, how to market yourself and generate that business. And it's a lot harder than I think many people realize how much effort behind the scenes goes into all of that, and how you're constantly reinventing everything that you're doing. Like, I'm constantly revamping and making things fresh and doing different things to try to, stand out in the crowd, because there is a crowd.
there is a crowd, and you need to be good at, if you don't have attention, if you don't have people, and there are some situations where obviously word of mouth is amazing.
Yeah.
Especially in real estate. It's amazing. Hey, I'm thinking about selling my home. Great. Use Ashley. I used her. She was fantastic. Here, let me introduce you. But to get that first person going in that is how do you stand out? How do you bring value to people? And so I love the guides that you have for these things. I love we did marketing for realtors for a long time.
Okay.
And so creating guides and creating newsletters and creating all of those things, that alone is a full-time job.
Yeah.
And so kudos to you for doing all of that. That's
Thank you.
incredible.
Yeah, I actually love that end of things. And I like being creative and creating stuff. And I think that's kind of where Entrepreneur Coffee came from, is I sort of learned how to do a lot of these things myself. And then I wanted to be able to share what I had learned, but also maybe learn from others who were in an entrepreneurial space as well. You don't have to have the same business to be able to learn from one another.
Tell me about Entrepreneur Coffee.
So I started Entrepreneur Coffee in 2021, and it started from a Facebook post. I was a part of a lot of different like realtor groups across the country where we all kind of like chatted and collaborated. And I felt like the big missing piece to all of it was like that in-person component. And I thought I knew a couple of other women in town who had businesses. And I was like, well, what if we were just women in business and we got together and we shared ideas? So I put up a Facebook post asking if there were any women who wanted to get together for coffee and like chat about like being an entrepreneur. And I'll be honest, I thought the post was going to sit there and then eventually I would just delete it and pretend like it never happened. But all of a sudden, all these people started responding on there that they were interested. So I used to have a thing where I would have ideas and never make them happen.
Yeah.
So I was determined to not make it be one of those. So I was like, okay. And I just threw it up and I was like, we're going to meet for coffee at this time in this place. And I want to say there were 6 or 7 of us that showed up and we all agreed we wanted to keep it going forward. So I needed a name. And I just picked the first thing that came to mind, which is exactly what it was.
It's exactly what it is.
And
Yep.
I always said that I was going to rebrand it once I got a better idea, but it kind of stuck. And now I feel like I can't change it.
There you go. You don't want to be HBO,
No.
right? Where by the way, if this doesn't come out for a little bit, and I think it's actually going to come out on Friday, the reason that I made that joke is because HBO changed their streaming service from HBO Go to HBO Max to HBO Now to just Max, and now it's back to HBO Max, and everyone's making fun of it. So,
yeah. I mean,
and by the way, my longtime business partner and still creative partner commented on a Facebook post that I posted about that and said, see, it's not just us. Other people can't figure out what to name their companies. So
it's hard.
I think we've had like 75 names until 3-2-1 happened. And that's a different company. And that's with, Patrick. But anyway, it's so hard. It's so hard. So I think Entrepreneur Coffee is fine.
And I was like, you know what? I was like, we're just going to roll with it. It says exactly what it is. Yep. And I had even asked the group members at one point in time, I'm like, should we
have better names? Yeah.
And everyone was kind of like, no, like,
why?
Just
stick
with it. And I was like, you know what? We're going to stick with it. So yeah, that was back in 2021. And here we are in 2025, still going, still growing. I would say now, like from that initial 6 or 7, we probably have about like 30 to 40 that are active members, like that regularly show up to things like meetings and events, cycling in and out. I mean,
wow. Where do you guys have coffee now?
So now we rotate between all of the women's businesses.
Okay.
So it's an opportunity to kind of go in, show off your business. So we try to do that as much as possible. Our original meeting was at Junkin' Java.
Yeah.
And usually if we can't meet at someone's business, we either go to Junkin' Java or Fresh Cup Cafe.
Love it. Love it. Also 2 women-owned businesses.
Yes.
So yeah, shout out to Jamie and Alexa.
And if you're listening,
I'm so sorry if I mess that up.
Hit me up and come join us.
Yeah, guys, hit up Ashley. We'll put your socials and stuff in the comments. So let's talk now about Kidpreneur.
Yes.
Kidpreneur, not Kidtrepreneur, which
yes.
doesn't make as much sense. Kidpreneur Marketplace. What is that?
So again, I am an ideas person. A small fraction of them come to reality, but this was one that came into my brain. I really wanted to make happen. So I brought it to the Entrepreneur Coffee group, and we wanted to find a way to give back to the community. And in one of those ways, we thought, well, how great to foster the next generation. Like, how many kids throw up a lemonade stand or make these items, but then they don't really have anywhere to sell them outside of like their parents' social media. So, and that's not them necessarily in front of people, or they're like seeking out opportunities. So we're like, well, what if we did this for the next generation of entrepreneurs, because they're going to be our next business owners. And that's how it kind of came to life. So what it is it's a marketplace in the community. It'll be at Central Baptist Church in August, and kids come and they set up a table and they get to sell their homemade goods. If they have a service they want to market, so if they mow lawns, babysit, like whatever they want to do, They show up, they decorate their table, and they sell their goods to the community.
This is incredible. My nephew went to Springfest last year and was like, I need a lemonade stand. I don't need a lemonade stand in front of my house. I need a booth at Springfest to sell lemonade. And we were like, that might be, you're not going to sell thousands of lemonades, buddy. Like, and maybe, so, all right, we got to get him involved in the kidpreneur thing.
Absolutely.
Kidpreneur. That's awesome. So that'll be in August?
Yes, we do it August of every year. It'll start, coming out on social media. First, we put stuff out looking for kids to sign up.
Yep.
And then from there, we're marketing to the community to get everyone to show up. But our first year, I think we had 30 something kids come, which to be honest was more than I ever thought we would get.
Yeah.
And then last year, I think our final tally was like 77 kids.
Wow.
Which was...
That's nuts.
Enormous.
That's huge.
And I mean, bigger than my wildest imagination.
And what are the age ranges for the kids?
I would say, so we advertise it anywhere from as little as you want to age 18. Like teenagers should absolutely be included and have an opportunity just as much as the little ones. I would say our average age for the most part is probably in like the 6 to 14 range.
Yeah, that makes sense. When I was 12, my friend and I made flyers, and I don't know how we made flyers because I don't think I had a computer until I was 13.
Probably markers.
Yeah, probably markers. We made flyers, and we went out he lived in a development in Richmond, and we went out to every single house on like 5 streets and offered to mow their lawn for them.
Yeah.
For like $5. No one took us up.
Oh my God. But good for you for hustling.
Yeah, absolutely. No one took us up on it, and I don't think I've ever mowed a lawn since. So
well, fair enough. When I was a kid, my neighbor and I, we really wanted to do you remember Tamagotchis?
Oh yeah, of course.
So we like really wanted these Tamagotchis, and our parents told us like we had to spend our money on it. So we were like, okay. So we lived in like kind of like a subdivision, so it didn't have a ton of traffic going through. But we went out there and we sold lemonade, we painted nails, we made bracelets, and we did make enough money to go buy those Tamagotchis.
That's awesome. That is awesome. My sister had a lemonade stand, so I must have been 4 or 5, and she had a lemonade stand in front of our house a couple times, and then once we lived within walking distance of the library in town. Not Westerly. And so she set up a lemonade stand in front of the library once. But I never did that when I was a little older. I never did the lemonade stand thing. But
I always wanted to find ways to make money. So like babysitting, whatever. So I mean, makes sense now when you see how I ended up.
I for some reason started businesses and then said no to making money at every turn with the business. Every time that there's an opportunity to make money, I'm like, but we could just do it for free.
Yes.
And then, and that's why I have a business partner now that's an actual entrepreneur and
yes.
And
but you're an ideas person too.
I'm an ideas person, yeah. And I'm just like, well, we could just do that. Yeah. Well, we could just do that. And he's like, maybe you should get paid for that. And I'm like, well, we could just do that though.
Yeah. I'm the same. I'm like the same way. Like I come up with ideas. I want to make them happen. I get all excited about them.
Yeah.
So yeah, the kidpreneur has probably been one of the coolest things that I've ever really created or done.
That is awesome. So you have 3 children now.
I do.
And then of course your husband and the golden doodle.
Yes.
What is a golden doodle? It's a poodle and a golden retriever mix.
Yes. You haven't heard of the doodle face?
No.
Oh,
hold on. I gotta look up a golden doodle now on the. And
I think you might be one of the only people I've ever met that doesn't know a golden doodle.
Okay. I know a golden doodle.
Okay. It's probably one of the most popular pets out there, like popular dogs. I don't think you could walk through Wilcox Park and not see one. Now that you know, you are going to see them everywhere.
I'm in love with this golden doodle. Okay.
They're the best. They're cuddly dogs.
Oh.
So they're like living stuffed animals.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Well, I'm texting Jackie, my girlfriend, right now. We need a golden doodle.
You do.
That is the most adorable dog I've ever seen in my entire life.
It really is.
Wow.
Living stuffed animals, you will not regret it.
That's fantastic. We have a cat who doesn't like me very much. She loves me, but she prefers
I mean, that's a
Jackie.
cat. That's why you need
I
a
know.
dog.
That's why I need a golden doodle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you've sold me on
Yeah.
golden doodles just by telling me to Google it. Yeah, of course I have. As a matter of fact, I think I have a friend who's getting a golden doodle.
I'm telling you, they're probably one of the most popular dogs out there. Everyone got them during the pandemic.
That makes sense.
Everyone got a doodle. When we were trying to get ours, it was actually really, really challenging. There's so many wait lists for this dog. Which now looking back is really funny that I was like scouring the internet trying to find a golden doodle.
God.
We ended up driving to rural Maine to get this dog.
Oh my God. So,
yeah.
Are you getting a golden? I'm literally texting right now. Are you getting a golden doodle? Let me hold on. I have a picture. I can't show it on camera because I don't think that this person's kid knows yet, but this looks like it could.
Oh yeah, that definitely.
That's a golden doodle, right?
That looks like a golden doodle.
Yeah, that's a golden.
I mean, it could be like a labradoodle.
Yeah.
Because they look similar, but that's definitely a doodle of sorts.
Yeah.
And super adorable.
If I could log into my AI software, which is down for some reason,
of course,
I would know because this friend who shares the AI software password with me was definitely looking up like dog necessities, like
yes,
how to train and I'm pretty sure it was golden doodle. So anyway, we've talked enough about the golden doodle.
Yes.
Let's talk more about you. Tell me about well, actually, we are coming up to I said that it would only be 20 minutes. It's already been over 20 minutes. I'm 5 minutes late for the next show that's supposed to come in. I'm a talker as well. Please come back anytime you'd like. First of all, please come back anytime you'd like. My big question that I have that I end every episode with is, what did it mean to you to be one of the 50 under 50?
I was so shocked. Apparently there's an email that went out, but I never got the email. And I saw it on social media because someone tagged me.
Amazing.
So I just saw it on social media and I was like, oh, wow. And then I looked at the names on the list and I was so honored to be on there. I mean, it's one of those things that I've always seen them come up, but it never crossed my mind that I would ever make a list like that.
Aww.
And yeah, I was just so honored to be amongst all of the people that are on there.
Very, very cool. Well, it is well deserved. I have absolutely loved getting to know you for the last 25 minutes.
Yes.
Please come back and
absolutely
do more
anytime.
shows. This was fantastic. Entrepreneur Coffee, Kidpreneur, coming up in August. How can people contact you for your business?
You can reach out to me. My email address is ashleybownerealtor@gmail.com, or you can find me on socials. On Instagram, I'm ashbound 2.0 because my Ashbound account got hacked. RIP. So now it's 2.0, and you can find me on Facebook at Ashley Bowne, and I'm on TikTok as Ashbound.
Love it. All right. I'm going to follow you right now. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I love the interviews where I don't know the person who's going to sit next to me because it absolutely, you can see why you are one of the 50 under 50 honorees immediately. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to Valenti Family of Dealerships for sponsoring this, and 321 Media. Always feels weird to thank 321 Media since that's us. And a huge thank you to the Ocean Community Chamber of Commerce. Ashley, you have been fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Bye for now.